Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Saturday Anything Goes. We're doing it a little bit later today because my sister flew in from the West Coast. So I had to pick her up at the airport. And she is unwinding from all-day travel. You know how stressful that is. So I thought I would go ahead and sneak in a quick card at this time. We're going to be working with the Daisy Lane stamp set, and this coordinates with a previous bundle with the Daisy that had a punch. So this punch will cut out this Daisy just like it does on the Daisy Delight stamp set. A little sneak preview though, there is going to be a matching punch that will cut out the medium-sized Daisy. So lots of versatility here. So we're just going to make a quick card, and I think I've got everything laid out. Well, let's just hop right into it. So I've got all my stamps mounted here, and for our card base, we're using a top folding mint macaron. Love this color. And I wanted a little bit bigger border than I normally have. And I love the Bird Ballad DSP. I thought this would go just perfectly. So we'll mat with that. I also have a mat for our focal point, our design panel. And instead of the design panel being in Whisper White, we're doing it in the shimmery white. I just absolutely love the extra little gleam and shine you get. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, maybe right there, but that's what we're going to be using. Hello, Karen. Hi, Lee. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Okay, before we put anything together, though, we need to stamp our daisies. I'm staying with the mint macaron since we use that for the card base, but I'm going to stamp our daisies in one of our new ink colors, Rococo Rose. Don't they just look so yummy together? All right, I've got the large daisy already on a hello block, and we're going to be using the fern leaf image also from Daisy Lane. So let's go ahead and stamp that before we cut out our daisies. And I'm using the mint macaron for this. And this is going to be really simple. We're using slightly smaller design panel than I normally do. This is 3 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So these are rather large stamps, but trust me, it's going to work out because we're just going to work with 2 leaves. So I'll put one there, rotate and ink up again, and then one coming down this way. And if they overlap in the middle, I'm not worried about that because our punched daisy is going to go right there. All right, open up our Rococo Rose, and I have a piece of shimmery white here that we can work with. We'll go ahead and stamp the daisy twice. So ink it up in our Rococo Rose. And just a hint, if you've not used this before, in order to punch it out easily, you want one of the petals straight up and down. And I said we're going to do 2 of these. So there we go. Close these up so I don't accidentally dump my card in them. And then I'll show you how to use your punch. So as you can see, it has the straight petal here and at the top, and that's why I stamped it on the paper that way. It makes lining it up pretty easy, she said with a smile. I think that's about it. So that's one. Come on, let go my ego. Sometimes if I don't get it just the right way, I end up having to do that, but that's okay. Now we'll do the next one, again, lining up so that we have a daisy straight, petal straight up and straight down. And what I like to do, because as you can see, I have a little bit of a hand tremor, so I kind of press down on the punch, but not hard enough for it to actually cut through. to help me keep it stable. And that way I can wiggle it around to where I need it. All right. There we go. So we'll put the punch aside and get rid of all my scraps here. Let's put it together. I am going to layer one on top of the other. I'm going to separate them by a dimensional rather than just gluing them together. It gives just a little extra fullness to it. But before I even do that, I'm going to curl my petals. And I use my bone folder, and I just stick my bone folder down towards the bottom of the petal, but not all the way down. And you want to make sure that you've got your thumb holding the petal in place so you don't tear it. But I just do that to each individual petal. And I know it looks like it's curling down way a lot, but trust me, when we put these together, it will help straighten them out just a little bit. And we'll still have some of that beautiful curve in there. So there's one. And we'll quickly just go around curling each one. And if you've got one that didn't curl as much as you like, you certainly can go back and just curl it with the bone folder again. Right, just like that. Okay, where's my dimensionals? There they are, right in front of me. So I stamped these both pretty even, so I'm happy about that. If you had one that was just a little bit off when you punched it out, I would use that as the bottom one. Now let me show you what I mean when I say, when we put these together, that curve will even out a little bit. Press that down. And when you put them together, you want to put your top flower to where the petals are in between the bottom ones, just like that. Okay. Now it's still pretty curved, you say, Linda, but trust me, this is how it's going to work. I'll put a dimensional on the back, bring in our design panel. But you know, before I do that, I need to stamp a little sentiment. That way I don't have to worry about accidentally hitting the edges of the petals. And I chose Smile from our Daisy Lane stamp set. I just think that's such a cute, cute saying. So I'm going to do this in my Smoky Slate. Just ink it up really well. Hold my tongue out. And hope that I get it on straight. Ah, very good. All right. So it's I used Smoky Slate rather than black because I wanted to keep this very, very soft. Okay, now we'll return to our daisy. And I've got the backing off that. Now watch what happens when I put this down. Because I have a dimensional, and see how the petals are curving even past that dimensional? But when you put it on the card, and I'm just sticking it right in the middle, and you press down, you can see that the petals do lift just a little bit. Now, if all the petals are going down and you don't like it that way, you certainly can take your fingers and straighten a few of them out. Or if you have ones, again, that aren't curved as much as you like, just gently do it with the bone folder. Okay, so that's our design panel all done. I told you guys this was going to be fast. Let's go ahead and put together our card. First thing I'm going to do is to glue down this beautiful piece of Bird Ballad DSP. And I've used the bird side of it already in a different card. But I hadn't used this yet. All right. So this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to leave me a nice border of the mint macaron. For our design panel, I want to pop that up on dimensionals. So we'll bring those back in. And we'll just use 4 or 5 of them. Probably should have put these on before I put my daisy on, but I'll just hold it up so that the daisy doesn't get smushed down. And we'll do one more in the middle for good measure. Don't want it sagging anywhere. All right. Peel those backings off. I hope everybody's having a great start to Memorial Day weekend. All right. And this should go right in the center. So I'm going to try and line it up. But when I set it down, I'm setting it down very softly in case I need to pick it up and I don't need to adjust. Now I can press firmly in those areas. And just like that, we have our card. But you know, this upper corner looks a little naked. So what do you say we bring in some pearls? And the white pearls would just get lost there. So I grabbed my Flirty Flamingo Dark. And I'm just going to color 3 of these pearls up with that. It's not a perfect match to the Rococo Rose, but it is darn near close enough. And I'll bring in my Take Your Pick tool. And using the spatula, we're going to place it, 3 of them going down the side. Come on, let go my ego. Just as a little bit of decorative accent. Wait, whoop! Pearl got away from me. Come here, you. Tell you, some of these are really sticky. Well, okay, fingers it is. That's not going to work either. I tell you, some days they come off so easy. Other days you got to work with them. There we go. Just got to show them who's boss. And the last one here. And just make sure they're lined up. Probably need to move that one over just a smidge. Oh, then I moved it too far over. Come on. Oh, good thing I didn't press it all the way down. Okay, we're going with that. Much, much better. So that's the outside of our card. But it's not a complete card if we don't do the inside. And this is going to be just a really simple inside, but I did want to do a little bit of decoration down in the lower corner as well as the sentiment. Now for our sentiment, I think it's your time to shine. So smile is on the front, it's your time to shine will be on the inside. Let me just get my block out here. You know what, I'm going to use this one. Let me clean this off real quick because I want to be able to angle this. And why am I angling it, you say? Well, I'm not very good at getting sentiments on straight. So if I angle it, it forces me to actually look at the sentiment rather than the corners of the block. And I'm going to stick with the Mint Macaron for the inside. So let me get my head just right. I think I'll put it a little closer to the top. That way there's plenty of room to write a note below it. But we're going to dress it up just a little bit with, where is my, I'll just use this, with our fern. So I've got my Mint Macaron, and you know what, hold on. I need to pull out a piece of scratch paper because I want to stamp off. Thank goodness for our grid paper, right? Can use it for all sorts of things. Okay. I'm going to stamp off my fern and stamp it. Stamp off again. And we'll go right there with it. And then I love 3s, so stamp off and put one more right there. I like it. All right. Put this away, get our scratch paper out of the way, and we'll get this mounted on the inside of our card. So I'll bring in the liquid glue here. Oops. Can you believe I'm down to my last bottle of liquid glue? Holy mackerel. But I have been just working on all kinds of 3D projects. I've got Post-it note holders and a cute little organizer that I made. So yep, that used up a lot of my glue. But there is the inside of our card. So smile, it's your time to shine. I really do love how you can mix and match not only stamp sets, but DSP as well. Lee, you haven't used yours yet? You're gonna love it. Hello, Suzanne. Hi, Carolyn. Thanks, ladies, for dropping in. All right, before I let you go, I just wanted to show you one of the 3D projects I've been working on. And that is this cute little box that has compartments that will hold things like your adhesives can go in there. I've got snail, and this little compartment here, yep, that will hold your Tombow. I had so much fun making this, and I decorated it with the Mosaic Mood DSP. And I got to use up a bunch of scraps. So here's that wonderful border tiles that they have, along with the yellow rose and the hummingbirds. So let me know if this is something you would like me to show how to make in a future Facebook Live, and I would be more than happy to do that. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's project. Have a great and blessed Memorial Day weekend. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next Saturday at the regular time. Thanks, everybody. Good night.